What's up, dudes and dudettes of the internet? My name's Scyushi, and I have a terrible migraine, and we're back again for some more Trove. So, today we're going to be checking out Luxion's inventory, and just kidding. This video is actually kind of a bit of a troll. So, for those of you guys on console, you do have Luxion, and I'm sorry, I don't play on console, so I don't know what his inventory is. I wanted to talk about the fact that the Trials of Luxion update, which, you know, essentially it makes all of the items in Luxion's inventory completely untradeable. It also increases the dragon coins of most, if not all, of the items across the board. And it also makes Luxion's inventory and the Luxion event, the Trials of Luxion that you guys saw me streaming a couple times, where, you know, we fight the inner ring of enemies, the middle ring of enemies, the outer ring of enemies, and so on and so forth. That actually only arrives 1 week a month. Yeah. Now, if you know Life It, you can end up actually getting the new dragon like all at once. Like if you grind every single day and get the absolute maximum amount of the dragon fragments possible for each day of the week that event is possible, you can get that dragon. Nobody has that dragon yet because the actual update started on a Tuesday, so we didn't get to take advantage of the extra days, Monday that it would have been around. So most people are sitting on like 95 or 99 or something of the dragon fragments, so you couldn't end up getting the new Luxion. Now, another thing to point out that was pointed out to me the other day is that the dragon challenges are appearing every 30 minutes right now. I'm fairly confident that that's because of the event that's going on. Usually they'll end up doing stuff like that where, you know, dragon challenges arrive more often. I'm hoping that it's not tied to the event and that it just sticks around, because then that would actually be a really, really nice fix, kind of a band-aid fix to one of the biggest issues in this game, which is dragon coins. We've talked about this at length in other dedicated videos, but just getting all of the dragons alone as a free-to-play player takes around 2 years. I'm not even joking. And now that we've got Luxion's inventory and being as expensive as it is, and the Luxion dragon, like, it's just, there's so many things about it that just are not worthwhile at all. And the funny thing is, we can already see, like, this crafting table's here, and we can see these various items that I'm assuming are within Luxion's, like, rotation. This costume never used to cost 225 dragon coins, so there you go. But we don't actually have any of the Venturine signets and stuff. And unfortunately, the resources that you get, the Venturine and then the signets themselves, those end up expiring after the Luxion event goes away. There's no reason for it to. So I really just don't understand it. Like, the only thing that I can fathom is this is some weird way of the devs trying to combat dupers by making it so that it's ridiculously expensive to participate in the Trials of Luxion. But then on top of that, it also just costs like a lot of dragon coins. Like, expensive as in it costs a lot of flux. But I wanted to kind of clarify a few things for you guys when the event does come around. I mean, let's be real, it's going to be in like 2 or 3 weeks from now. In that, when you go into the deepest part of the Luxion trial at D15 difficulty, you can actually just re-roll that world that you're in, and then it'll give it like a +1 tag, and it's like a higher level of it. So I've heard from people that you have to go to, I think, plus like 6 or 15 or something of D15, so additional portals after that, in order to end up getting pretty much all of the daily stuff. And on average, it takes maybe like an hour and a half of just nonstop grinding in order to end up getting 1 day done. So basically what I'm saying is, when the Luxion trial comes back for us on PC, if you want to get the dragon, you're going to have to spend a minimum of an hour and a half per day within that boring ass trial area. And you guys might have also noticed that on my last stream within the Trials of Luxion, I swapped off Shadowhunter because, and I hope I don't get in trouble for this, minions actually don't scale properly in the Trials of Luxion. So Tomb Raiser, Draco, Boomeranger with the chickens. These classes are substantially stronger within the Trials of Luxion. I mean, Boomer obviously is already strong anyways, but because of the way that minions don't properly scale, it means that we can kind of take advantage of that. Now, by saying that, maybe it'll get patched. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think the devs will pay attention to this video, so we'll see what happens, but it is a few weeks away. But yeah, as usual, I will take the opportunity to update you guys on some real life stuff, just because that's kind of the theme of the Luxion videos. I think from now on, I could potentially do these as like, you know, every 2 weeks instead of Luxion. I just have videos updating you guys on real life stuff while we kind of chill here in Trove. Because the fact remains that there's no more Luxion videos at this point. Which is kind of sad. It's kind of bittersweet, honestly, because I've already made like so many Luxion videos. Let me take a quick peek and actually see how many I made. So the last Luxion video that I did was 176. So I've done 176 Luxion videos. That's not every Luxion's visit, mind you, because I don't know. I didn't always catch Luxion like every single time he would show up. Sometimes I would just outright miss it. But okay, before we get into the real life stuff, I do want to let you guys know that the main video I'll be posting today on top of this Luxion thing is my new vlog. I finally have it finished and it's around like 40 or 50 minutes. So bear with me. I know it's a longer one. It just kind of happened. You know, I just wasn't really in the mood to edit it. And then by the time I ended up having all of the clips and threw them all into my software and got it all cut together, it was like, oh, this is pretty long. But I've added some funnier jokes in there. And generally speaking, I'm quite proud of it and happy with it. I think that the vlog length is going to vary like that, where sometimes they'll be longer, sometimes they'll be shorter. Like yesterday, I put out like a shorter vlog of me pre-ordering the Switch 2. But then the longer vlog that you guys are going to see, I'm complaining about the lack of pre-orders for the Switch 2 because I had all of those clips recorded before the Switch was released. Well, before the pre-orders were started. But yeah, anyways, as far as real life stuff, that's kind of where I'm at right now. If I'm being perfectly honest, I am exhausted because of yesterday, just, you know, standing and sitting, but basically just being outside and waiting for like 8 hours to pre-order the Switch 2. I'm happy about it. I'm proud that I was pretty much the first pre-order in the store in physical. So that was, you know, just kind of a yay gamer moment for me. I will say that, funny enough, I checked on the GameStop app that lets me like see how much they have in store in stock for pre-orders. And the Mario Kart bundle, they still have plenty. In the entirety of like all of the GameStops that I could visit, they still have it available. They're out of pre-orders for the system on its own, which makes me very confused. If any of you ended up pre-ordering just the Nintendo Switch console on its own, why? Like, no judgment. I just genuinely don't understand why someone would buy it separately. Because if you buy the Mario Kart bundle, you pay $50 more, you get a digital download code for Mario Kart versus $50 less. But then if you buy Mario Kart, it's $120 on its own. So it doesn't make sense to me. There was even one of the dudes in the lineup the other day ended up actually pre-ordering just the Switch console on its own and then Mario Kart separate. And I didn't understand why. Like, it's just spending more money. I don't know. Maybe people want to collect the physical version. I personally think it's got to do with people scalping, because if they get the console, they can just sell it on its own. I'm assuming that the Mario Kart bundle just comes with a digital download key, so I don't know why they can't just take that key and then sell that as well as the console, but who knows. The main thing that I've been discussing with my cousin is how apparently the Switch 1 accessories like Pro Controller, Joy-Con and stuff will work on Switch 2 games. Because unfortunately, the Switch 2 does not come packed with a charger for the Joy-Cons while the system is docked. Which means the only way, like if your controllers start dying, you have to plug them into the console and then essentially you have to have it handheld, right? Outside of the fact that, again, Switch 1 accessories apparently work with Switch 2 games, so I'm just waiting and not buying any accessories. I know we're spending a lot of time talking about this, but this is like a big hype thing for me and a lot of my friends. And I was very pleasantly surprised to hear that a lot of you guys, like that I talk with regularly in the Discord, ended up getting your pre-orders through without as much issue. There was even a buddy of mine, Kerbo, I always call him Nom Nom Kirby. You guys might have seen him in some of the stream chats, but he's been around with the community for years and years and years, and he basically... I told him, hey bro, did you end up getting the pre-order? And he's like, oh crap, I forgot the pre-orders were today. So he went to his local store and he got like the last pre-order. So that was a pretty epic, like that's a gamer moment if I've ever seen one. But yeah, so the side effect of being outside for so long is I just have like a terrible migraine, and I don't know, man, like I'm a nocturnal beast at heart, and I just hate the outside. The sun always just... I'm like a vampire, bro. Like it just drains me of energy, makes me feel nauseous. I don't know why. Maybe because I didn't end up having any sunscreen yesterday, but it just, I feel terrible. So that's why I'm just posting this video on the vlog and kind of just recuperating and taking some time for myself rather than doing our traditional live stream that I would probably end up doing today, because I do still gotta grind up the stupid egg event. I do also have a couple of videos recorded for you guys that are gonna take a while to edit. You know, just generally speaking, the biggest thing that's happened since Leon was born is I've noticed that I don't really have any extra time to indulge in video gaming. So more often than not, my only way of actually like playing video games is when I'm recording or streaming it. But even then, the times fluctuate so rapidly. I rarely ever get time to do that, you know? I'm not saying this as a complaint or anything. I just think it's a really strange but funny observation, because if I wasn't doing YouTube full time, I could totally see why like the average dad gamer just doesn't play video games, because you just don't have any time. Still, with the pre-order out of the way, I am hoping to slowly shift back to actually being up at nighttime rather than a day shift. A day shift has been really nice for me. You know, it's a nice routine, but again, because the sunlight just scares me and, you know, makes me like so tired throughout the day, I'm only ever usually up for like 12 or 13 hours during the day. But then at nighttime, it's like I can be up for 15 to 18 hours before I need to go to sleep. So I don't know, that's kind of a long-term goal, but it's very difficult for me to stay up late because I just get so freaking tired, dude. But yeah, anyway, some of the games that you guys can expect is Gorn 2. I recorded a video of that. There's also DLC for Vertigo 2. It's a game you guys might not remember, but it was one of my VR Game of the Year games a couple years back. It's like a solo developer that made genuinely one of the best VR games I've ever played. And it finally has DLC for like 12 bucks that I definitely want to pick up and play through when I find the time. For the few of you that have been asking about the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, I have already refunded it. I mean, I think it's great that that game is out for people that never played the original, but for someone like me that did already play the original, it was the same game, and it was dated and boring as hell. Like, say what you will about how good they did that remaster, I just can't help but see Bethesda pulling a fast one on everyone and essentially charging money for a graphics overhaul mod for a really, really old game. There are still a lot of other games that I do want to play through, but I don't want to talk about them because I have a bad habit of getting excited about something and then sharing that with you guys, and then it's months later and I still haven't gotten around to playing those various games or doing those various projects. But suffice to say, I'm pretty happy with where the channel is at right now. Lots of good stuff's coming, but it's a lot of larger projects that will be released when it's released. In any case, thanks for watching. Smash like, sub for more, buy the merch you want to support the channel, and leave a nice comment that says headache go away or something like that, because oh my god, this migraine is like, ugh. Anyways, bye guys.